walking around feeling free, thinking about what's happened to me from July up till now. Don't know where, don't know how. Lately I've come to realize that I can see it in your eyes, so it's true. I'm so glad.
I thought I would start the day with a get ready with me, because we haven't done that for quite some time, have we, together? And you know, like I always say, it takes me a couple of coffees in the morning to come round. Like, I am totally not alive. Like, by the time I come on camera, I'm like, boo, because of all the coffee that I've had, really, which is not great, I know. Oh, guess what, guys? I found out that caffeine could be, allegedly, making us age faster. Imagine having to give up coffee. So I've done my hair and sat and had my coffee and woken up, because I can't talk on camera until I'm alive, obviously. And yeah, here we are. So we've got a fresh face. I've got a few skincare bits I wanted to share with you in this morning's video, because I feel like we haven't had a sit down and a catch up for so bloody long. How long has it been? I have been doing sit down videos, haven't I, in my normal hauls, but like a personal vloggy style, you know, me and you, we're having a chat. So first of all, I have these gold collagen under eye masks. So I generally keep these in the fridge because they're really cooling and under the eye, especially if you're suffering from puffy eyes. I do suffer a little bit from a puffy face and under eye puffiness. Not too bad on the under eye, thank God. And these are from a brand from, I think, like a leading doctor or dermatologist. Anyway, you'll find them on Look Fantastic. I'll link them down in the description box. And they're like infused with hyaluronic acid, collagen and like gold. So I started the day off with these. And I'm just going to take them off. Now, The Ordinary is a brand that I absolutely love, to be honest with you. I use their toner every single day, morning and night. It's the glycolic acid toner, and I think it's about £7 or £8. And I feel like it exfoliates gently every single day, and yeah, eats away all the dead skin cells and all the oil and the dirt and the grime and all that stuff, because I've got quite oily skin naturally. Anyway, this one is one I've never tried from The Ordinary, and it's the hyaluronic acid 2% serum. Ooh, and I think it retails for about £10. And the serum is basically an intensive shot of whatever the serum is. So this one's hyaluronic acid, which is intense moisture, which I feel like I need clearly at the moment, like I said before. But like, they do vitamin C serums and that, like, for brightening and things like that. And it's like an intensive shot of that. Is anyone else like this? Like, as soon as you touch my skin or if I scratch my neck, like there's a big red like mark and it looks like I've been strangled. But like I was saying in another video, I don't have an extensive skincare routine anymore. Like, I've cut down the steps dramatically. I tend to just I cleanse my face, so I've got a cleanser. I love a cleansing balm because now I'm older, it really nourishes the skin. Ella Mist cleansing balm is my favourite. And then I'll use my glycolic acid toner from The Ordinary. I've used other glycolic toners and they're okay, but they're not as good as that one in my opinion. My skin seems to love that one. So I got some serums for Christmas and I'm using this hyaluronic acid one, and sometimes I'll use a vitamin C serum. So a nice intense shot of something, and then I use moisturiser, and that is all. That is all I do. Is what's that, 4 steps? Oh, sunscreen. Obviously, do not forget sunscreen. Oh my God. Can't wait to get these out. The sun is the #1 thing that ages us, and it's still shining even when it's not shining. Do you know what I mean? The UV rays are still shining even though the sun's not shining. And actually, I once heard Jamie Genevieve say something about this. What did she say? And it really stuck with me. It was like, the way to differentiate between UVA and UVB. UVA means you will age and UVB means you will burn. I got this for Christmas, so I'm going to try this. And it's very, very thick. It's really, really thick. I always put it into my hands first and like warm it up. Also, what I love about doing my skincare is it gives me a chance to like give myself a face massage. Like I said, I'm getting really puffy face in the winter. I'm actually interested in one of them hydro facials. We're gonna let that sink in and do its thing. Didn't they used to pinch the cheeks in the olden days? They used to like pinch their own cheeks to get that blush colour naturally. So while we're waiting for that to do its thing, I have some new makeup bits. Ooh. I have some new makeup bits to show you. Hopefully nothing got broken in here. Can you imagine all of the Charlotte Tilbury powders all broken up in the pan? Thank God for that. And then two other favourites that I got for Christmas are the Born This Way foundation. It's the Born This Way matte. It's 24 hours and it's super long wear. And yeah, it's a bit more pricier, but you don't need a lot. They recommend on the website to buy it with the Too Faced Hangover face primer. And I don't really use primers a lot, but this one's really, really good. You need a couple of drops of this. And apparently it just gives your skin that tackiness it needs for your foundation to sit well. So this is in the shade Warm Sand. And it is a little bit too dark for me, and I've run out of my lighter foundation, so I've ordered some off Amazon. It's not this brand, but we're going to mix the two as I go along. But if it's a little bit too dark, that's why. I'm still waiting on that prime order. I feel like a brush puts on your foundation so much better than a sponge. Well, it does for me anyway, because I do have some acne scarring on my cheeks. And I just feel like this gets into all the little grooves this way. I feel like also a sponge like almost works against you, because it's like, it's putting it on and then sponging it back off. Do you know what I mean? Like sucking it back up. So all the products, I feel like you would be buying more products. Anyway, also guys, I'm due on my period, and I know that's too much information, but we're all friends here. Everything's going wrong. So like everything I pick up is falling on the floor, or I'm breaking something, like my makeup bag just then. And that's what happened with my burn on my finger. Burnt all my hand the other day making dinner. Anyway, I must have put the spatula that I was using down on the hob, and it was heating up the whole time. Didn't notice. They were all distracting me, and then I went to pick up the spatula with this hand, and do you know when it takes a couple of seconds to like sink in the pain? Well, that's what happened, and I just like threw it like, ah! I had to have my hand in freezing cold bowl of water more or less all night. I mean, you can see a clear difference in shade. We're gonna have to blend this in. I hate not having tan on. But then again, did I tell you I was watching something about aging the other day, and they said also fake tans have so many aging ingredients in them, it's untrue. And I thought, oh no, please don't take away my coffee and my fake tan. So yeah, I need to go and collect a Vinted parcel. I'm always buying from Vinted. I'm not going to show it you in today's video, because I always collect things from Vinted, and then I like to do Vinted hauls just to encourage you guys to buy pre-loved. So we've got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Glow, is it called? I have touched pan there in the centre. But, do you know what, guys? You don't need a lot of this. How long have I had this for? I'm filming this afternoon, so I'm going to have to make an effort with them. But I'm just going to brush them up with a spoolie. Isn't that a funny name? Spoolie. And then I'm going to use this Gimme Brow, which is amazing, by the way. I don't think I could ever not live without this Gimme Brow. The tiniest brush, and it's got pigmented gel fibre product, and you brush it through the brows and it makes them thicker. look at the difference between this one and that one. I'm so jealous of people with like lots of brow. I would die for a big fluffy hairy brow. Okay, what's next? For my eyes, I am using this Maybelline Kohl pencil, and it is in the shade... What shade is this? How do you know what shade it is? Anyway, it's a dark brown. It's a dark brown. I like to just rub it along the top of the lash line, right into the lashes. Don't worry, we're going to blend it out. It just gives my eye some definition. And then I will put some just in the corner here, on the bottom. Blend it out until it's like blended into more or less nothing. Sorry guys, I need full concentration while I do this. Okay, is that too much? Do I look like Captain Jack Sparrow? Whatever happened to Jack Sparrow? Not Jack Sparrow, the character, I mean Johnny Depp, after that trial. Obviously he won, didn't he? But didn't Disney like sack him whilst he was going through his trial? I wonder if they reinstated him, because actually though, if I was Johnny Depp and they tried to like say you can come back, I would say absolutely not, stuff it up your bum. But that's just me and my stubborn nature. You know, Captain Jack Sparrow reminds me of my dad, my late father, rest in peace, Dad. Yeah, he's just his like quirkiness, his funniness, and his dreadlocks. My dad had dreadlocks at one point. This is what I mean. I should not be doing brows when I'm due on my period, because of course this is going wrong. Of course. What the hell is this? I'm absolutely butchering these brows today. And now I've got the difficult task of making them match. Next up, I'm going in with this really nice bronzy Dazzle Baked eyeshadow. And I think I picked up this in Savers ages ago. It's lasted ages. It's like a dome of bronzy shimmer. And I love a shimmer, and I need to try desperately the Charlotte Tilbury, is it called Mesmerize? You know, the copper shimmer. Anyway, it comes on really lightly over the lid, and I just like to brush a little bronzy bronze over the lid. I don't really spend a lot on mascaras. This one's from, was it not Superdrug? What's it called? Savers. And it was actually just at the tills, and I thought, oh, mine's getting a little bit dry, so I'm going to take my hair out. And these, oh, by the way, did I tell you I cut my bangs? This video got recommended to me on YouTube, and she was cutting her own bangs, and they looked bloody good, and I thought, shall I go and get a pair of scissors now and cut my bangs? So yeah, I cut my bangs and they looked awful at first. I've just learnt how to style them last week. It's not blended in very well. I need to go to a hairdresser's and just get them to like blend it in. So anyway, I'm going to clean up my little mess. So we've arrived at the park, and guess what just happened to me, guys? I was just in, wait a second darling. I was just in the shop picking up my Vinted parcel at the local shop, and the lady said, when I got to the counter, she said, come on. She said, you always look really radiant. And I thought, oh my God, what a lovely compliment to get. Like, that's so nice. What does radiant mean? Like glowing? Like, honey, I think it might be the Charlotte Tilbury glow that's doing that, but thank you anyway. It is so peaceful when it snows up here. I used to come to this lily pond when I was a child, and I used to go to school here as well, like just up the hill in these woods. And yeah, it's the most calming place ever. As you can see, the lily pond is frozen, partway frozen. You can hear the ducks and the birds.
true. I'm so glad you feel it too. Nothing to hide.
Hello. Hi. So we're back from the park, aren't we, Ralphie? Ralphie's never impressed when we get back from the park because he knows what's coming next. He has to have a little shower on his paws, isn't that right? Yep, but then we get a chew toy, don't we? We've got avocado toast for brunch today, haven't we, Joelle? I've got one little slice of toast because I'm cutting out the bread, but I'm starving this morning. You have got all the toast. I am so jealous. Hi. It's a bit later on in the day. I'm having the best cozy day, snow day. It's kind of snowing outside and it's just a lovely relaxing Saturday. I sometimes just love being at home on a Saturday with my family and just having us all around and doing our own little things and pottering around and not necessarily having plans, do you know what I mean? Sorry guys, I'm really trying to keep hydrated and drink loads of water because I'm just dry from the inside out basically. Anyway, the reason for this little sit down and catch up is I feel like I owe it to you guys to explain what's going on because it's been a bit all over the place and I've not even known how to explain things myself, and I'm totally aware that I should not be telling you this, but I'm going to tell you some updates anyway. So if you didn't know already, we bought a house last August, subject to contract. We also sold our house. Anyway, our house sale fell through. And I think the last update I gave to you guys was it was only a matter of time. There's nobody living in the one that we want to buy, and there's no chain on that side either. So they were quite happy at first to wait until we sold ours. We've been having viewings ever since. So this has all been going on since August last year, you guys. That's a long time. Is that 6 months, isn't it? I think I mentioned to you the last time that it was only a matter of time before they got fed up of waiting if we didn't sell ours and pull out of the sale and put it back on the market, which did happen, by the way, after I made that video. We lost the house. However, well, as much as that was a massive setback because I had my heart set on that house, the potential in there is absolutely massive. Anyway, we lost it. It went back on the market, and then the house prices in the last 6 months have like dropped quite considerably. We even had to drop the price of ours, but we still kept it on the market because whilst that one was still on the market, that also had been dropped in price. We were kind of still in the running for the house because they both was on the market. As long as we sold ours and that was still there and available, we were still in the running for that one. So I didn't want to say anything until we were like completely out of the game. Anyway, so over the Christmas period, we had discussions and we said things are probably going to take a turn for the worst in 2023. So let's just enjoy what we've done here, stay here, go traveling some more, and we'll come back to this later on and we'll just enjoy what we've done because we're quite happy to stay here. There's no rush for us. So yeah, that's what we decided to do, and in the new year we were going to contact the travel agent and take our house off the market, and that'd be that. So the first week into January, just before we took our house off the market, we actually had an offer on our house which we accepted. So we resubmitted a fresh new offer to the new house, the same one, and that was accepted. Basically, we've ended up with a better deal overall. So it's all back on again and it's all systems go at the moment. So I just thought I'd update you. I shouldn't be telling you, like I said, because we're still subject to contract. Nothing's been signed just yet. But yeah, we're back on and we're moving forward. So great stuff. So hopefully soon we will be in the new place. And that's the next time you're going to hear about this from me. And yeah, that's our exciting news. Anyway, what time is it? 4 o'clock nearly. And tonight we're going to the cinema, excitingly, to watch Babylon. It's got in, what's she called? Out of Wolf of Wall Street, and she also played Harley Quinn. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Why can't I never think of the person off the top of my head? You know who I mean. It's got Brad Pitt in there as well. It looks really good from the trailer, and it only came out yesterday. I booked us seats for this last week. It's actually meant to be a massive hit, this film, so I'm hoping it's up there with some of the best. So yeah, we're going to the cinema tonight to watch that, me and hubby. Oh, also, how scary does that Megan look, that doll? I kind of want to see it and I kind of don't. Yeah, I'm not really a massive horror movie fan because things just play on my mind. So yeah, I don't really want to watch it, but then again, I kind of like do. Do you know what? When I was a child, that was the most scariest thing to me. You know, the thought of something coming to life, like one of my dolls and one of my toys, because I was a massive doll fan. I used to have loads of dolls, and I used to make my nanny take them all out of my bedroom at night so that I could go to sleep. There's so much I want to see at the moment. Then there's Avatar. Love the first one, so I'm hoping the second one is just as good, because I just feel like the sequel just never quite cuts it for me, personally. The only time where a sequel for me worked was with Home Alone. I think it was just as good, if not better, than the first one. You know, the Home Alone Lost in New York with Macaulay Culkin. That was the second one, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was slightly better than the first. Anyway, they were both as equally as good, but that's the only time like a sequel worked, in my opinion. So I've just picked up this diary from Lidl. How nice is it? It's very tonal, almost like cardboard but lighter colour, and then 2023 written on the front. Guys, look at this. It's got half-hour slots. Like, you don't understand. My planning is just going to get even more ridiculous from now on. But yeah, love that. And it was £4. Did I mention that? What a bargain. I've been trying to get a hold of one. I usually get mine from like TK Maxx and Home Sense, but they've just not had any in stock at all. In fact, the book sections and the diary sections almost bare lately. Also, I picked up these from Dunelm. They're like real wax coated candles. Yeah, and I like them because they're a bit fatter than the ones from Amazon. The only difference is, let me just put one on for you. Obviously, they're flameless, battery operated, so these are great, so you don't have to worry about leaving them lit. And I think they look beautiful on their own as church candles. The only thing is, when these ones are lit, the Dunelm ones, they're very yellow in colour. The Amazon ones make a better glow. And here's a slice of reality. So, ready for my Shein haul, making a mess. So, a little sneak peek, but there's tons of stuff all over my rail as usual, because this is where I get ready in the morning, film my fashion reels, and yeah, just get ready in the morning. And you can tell Joelle's home, can't you? Vintage record player and some records, vinyl they call it. I have no idea what any of that stuff is. Anyway, let's unpack this shopping before we get going to the cinema soon. First of all, we've got a pineapple. Last week, me and Joelle made a pineapple with cucumber juice, because it's meant to be really detoxifying, and it was, oh my god, so delicious. So I like to slice up a pineapple, keep them in the fridge in little slices, and they really curb my sweet craving. Picked up a cucumber, garlic bread, if you know, you know. Iceberg lettuce. I lay them all out on the counter because I have to get rid of all this packaging. I can't stand it. Got some grass-fed lean minced beef steak for spag bol. Some broccoli. Some avocados because I'm obsessed. And then we've got a whole roast in the bag chicken, extra tasty. These are delicious. They come in a little tray, so you've got no washing up. You leave them for an hour, 40 minutes on about 200, and a full rotisserie chicken. Beautiful. And that's for our Sunday roast tomorrow. I got some tea bags. These are normal breakfast tea. my favourite coffee in the world. This is the dupe of the Nescafe Azera Americano, and it's instant and it's the best thing ever, promise you. Sprout season. It's not over yet, guys, and as long as they are selling sprouts on the shelves, I will be buying them. Me and Joelle are massive fans of sprouts. We can't have our roast dinner without them, so they're not just for Christmas. Oh yeah, I got some honey, clear honey as well, so that I can have this with my porridge oats. If it's really cold, guys, I love porridge oats for breakfast, but I do like to sweeten things up a little bit, so I've got the honey for that, and it's really good for you. Also, it works really well in your teas. If you want to sweeten up the tea, you know, like the lemon and ginger tea, you could put a little bit of honey in that, or into the chamomile tea in the evening, because it's not sweet enough for me. What else have we got in here? Tuna in brine and with the ring pull. Love a bit of tuna in this house. And I also picked up a little experiment. Let me explain. Let me just get them out and I'll explain to you. So I picked up a whole cabbage. Savoy cabbage. I love a Savoy cabbage. I love this on the roast dinner anyway, but I've been meaning to pick one up whole like this, and also the same with the cauliflower. Pick up a massive whole cauliflower, and I'm going to roast them whole in the oven and season them, and apparently they're so good. They do look good, so I'm going to try it, because yeah, that's like a vegetarian's dream. Do you know when they say, like, oh, can't wait to demolish a cabbage?
Summer ended, but we did not. We started something. This thing that we got grew stronger. Each day we're together.